Howdy folks, and welcome to another episode of the Old West Traveler. Today we're stepping back in time to see just how many men did old Doc Holliday really kill. In the lawless frontier towns of the American West, legends were born with the sound of gunfire, and few names echoed louder than that of John Henry Doc Holliday. Behind the mustache, the myth, and the TB lies a darker mystery. How many men did old Doc Holliday really kill? Let's separate legend from truth today. Now, Doc Holliday, he was born in 1851 down there in Griffin, Georgia. A Southern gentleman by birth, a dentist by trade, and a gunslinger by necessity. Diagnosed with TB in his 20s, Doc headed west. He gave up drills for decks of cards and an occasional drawn gun. Now, on October 26, 1881, Tombstone, Arizona, the infamous gunfight of the OK Corral happened. In 30 seconds, 3 men lay dead. Doc Holliday blasted old Tom McLaury with a shotgun. This is the only confirmed kill by Doc Holliday now. Frank McLaury and Billy Clanton also fell that day. But who fired those fatal shots? Doc, Wyatt, or Morgan? Well, eyewitnesses couldn't agree. At best, Holliday may have killed one of them. Now we're going to step back a little earlier in Doc's life here. Down there in Fort Griffin, Texas, Doc reportedly killed a gambler named Ed Bailey for peeking at his cards. He supposedly used a knife before escaping town with the help of Big Nose Kate. Yep, that's Big Nose Kate that we all know from down there in Tombstone and her saloon. But there's no legal record exist on this situation. So is it fact, folklore, or, well, we may just never know. The alleged killing of Ed Bailey by Doc Holliday in Fort Griffin, Texas, stands as one of the most debated and legendary episodes in Holliday's life. While widely circulated in popular lore, the incident lacks some concrete historical evidence, making it a fascinating case study in the blending of myth and reality of Old West history. According to accounts attributed to Wyatt Earp, during the winter of 1878, Doc Holliday was engaged in a poker game at John Sancy's Cattle Exchange Saloon in Fort Griffin. A local man named Ed Bailey was reportedly caught peeking at the discarded pile, a serious breach of poker etiquette. After Holliday warned him, Bailey allegedly repeated the offense, prompting Holliday to collect his pot without revealing his hand. Bailey then purportedly reached for his pistol, but Holliday, faster on the draw, pulled a knife and fatally stabbed him in the chest. Now, following that incident, Holliday was said to have been detained in his hotel room, as Fort Griffin lacked a formal jail. Fearing retribution from Bailey's friends, Holliday's companion, Big Nose Kate, allegedly set fire to a nearby shed as a diversion, allowing her to arm herself, confront the guards, and facilitate Holliday's escape. The pair then fled to Dodge City, Kansas, as we know. Despite the vividness of this narrative, historians have found no contemporary newspaper reports, legal documents, or court records confirm the existence of an Ed Bailey or the occurrence of such an incident. Earliest known accounts appears in an 1896 interview with Wyatt Earp, nearly 2 decades after the supposed event happened. Now, Big Nose Kate herself later denied the story, dismissed the idea that she orchestrated a jailbreak with a fire and a pistol as ridiculous. Some researchers suggest that the tale may have been embellishment or a fabrication to enhance Holliday's notoriety and mystique in the Old West. The story of Doc Holliday's alleged killing of old Ed Bailey exemplifies how legends can overshadow verifiable history. While the tale contributes to the allure around Holliday, the absence of corroborating evidence suggests it may be more of folklore than fact. As with many figures of the American frontier, the line between myth and reality in Holliday's life remains an intriguing blurred line. Now, over there in Las Vegas, New Mexico in 1878, Doc killed Mike Gordon, now a jilted lover who stormed into a dance hall. Newspapers reported it, but Doc faced no charges. It's widely accepted as one of his probable kills in the day. The shooting of Mike Gordon by Doc Holliday on July 19, 1879 in Las Vegas, New Mexico, is one of the more substantiated incidences in Holliday's life, though some details remain contested. On that day, old Mike Gordon, a former Army scout, entered the Holliday Saloon on Center Street, reportedly intoxicated and a little bit agitated. He attempted to persuade one of the saloon girls, for whom he had a past relationship with, to leave town with him. Well, she refused, and Gordon became enraged and stormed out of the saloon. Outside, Gordon began firing his revolver into the saloon. And old Doc Holliday, who was there inside, he responded by stepping out and shooting Gordon. Gordon was wounded and died the following day. Now, this incident was widely reported in newspapers at the time, and Holliday was arrested but later acquitted, with the testimony from his business partner, John Joshua Webb, playing a role in his defense. Now, this event is notable as it is one of the few killings attributed to Holliday that is supported by contemporary reports. It also illustrates the violent environment of the American frontier, where personal disputes could quickly escalate and deadly violence occurred. Now, after Morgan Earp was gunned down, Doc joined Wyatt in a bloody trail of revenge, the Earp Vendetta ride. Now, old Florentine Indian Charlie Cruz, Curly Bill Brocious, and Frank Stillwell, all dead, Doc was there for every single one of them. But who pulled the trigger? It's hard to say. Now, the killing of Indian Charlie on March 22nd of 1882 stands as a pivotal moment in the Earp Vendetta ride, a campaign of retribution led by Wyatt Earp following the assassination of his brother Morgan. While Indian Charlie's death is often cited as part of this vendetta, the circumstances surrounding it are complex and has been subject to if it's true or not. Now, after the ambush of old Virgil Earp and the assassination of Morgan Earp in March of 1882, Wyatt Earp, along with his posse that included his brothers Warren and James, Doc Holliday, Sherman McMaster, Jack Turkey Creek Johnson, Charles Smith, Dan Tipton, and John Vermillion, embarked a mission to extract vengeance on those who held responsibility. The campaign, known as Earp's Vendetta Ride, targeted members of the cowboy faction believed to be involved in the attacks on the Earp brothers. And on March 22, 1882, the Earp posse arrived at Pete Spence's woodcutting camp near South Pass of the Dragoon Mountains, approximately about 10 miles east of Old Tombstone, Arizona. They were seeking Spence, who had turned himself into authorities in Tombstone, for protection. Upon arrival, the posse encountered Theodore Judith, who informed him that Spence was not present, but old Indian Charlie was nearby, cutting wood. Following Judith's directions, the posse located old Indian Charlie. Accounts suggest that he attempted to flee upon seeing the armed group. Witnesses reported hearing multiple gunshots, between 10 and 12, as he was pursued. His body was discovered the next day, riddled with bullet wounds. Dr. George Goodfellow concluded the coroner's inquest into his death. The examination revealed 4 gunshot wounds, one to the right temple, a flesh wound to the right shoulder, one entering the right side and exiting near his spine, and another one passing through his left thigh. The coroner's jury concluded that he had been killed by members of the Earp posse, including Wyatt and Warren Earp, Doc Holliday, Sherman McMaster, Jack Johnson, and others. Now, some people, notably old Earp's biographer Stuart Lake, says that old Indian Charlie was given a chance to defend himself in a fair fight, implying a more honorable confrontation. However, contemporary reports and eyewitnesses' accounts indicate that old Indian Charlie, well, he was shot while attempting to escape, casting doubt on the notion of a formal duel. The killing of old Indian Charlie exemplifies the extrajudicial actions taken during the Earp Vendetta ride. While the posse believed they were delivering justice, their methods bypassed all legal procedures, leading to an ongoing debate about the legality and morality of their actions. Now, old Indian Charlie's death, among others, during this vendetta, contributed to the complex legacy of Wyatt Earp and his association to the American frontier. Now, there was another old boy. His name was Private Robert Smith, and old Doc Holliday and him met March 3rd, 1876, down in Jacksboro, Texas. Now, this is one of the more enigmatic episodes in Holliday's life. While some accounts suggest Holliday's involvement, concrete evidence remains elusive. Now, you see here, Bat Masterson, yep, that Bat Masterson, well, he was a friend of old Holliday's, and he claimed that Holliday got into a dispute with an unnamed soldier in Jacksboro, leading to the fatal shooting. Now, historian Gary L. Roberts, he discovered a record of a Private Robert Smith who was killed by an unknown assailant on that date. However, no direct evidence links Holliday to the murder. Now, Jacksboro was a frontier town near Fort Richardson, a military post active during the Indian Wars. This area was known for its lawlessness, and altercations between civilians and soldiers was not uncommon at all. Now, Holliday's presence in Texas during this period is documented, but the exact whereabouts on the day of Smith's death have not been confirmed. While Masterson's account suggests Holliday's involvement, It's important to note that Masterson's writings were sometimes embellished. There are no newspaper reports or legal documents that corroborate the claim that Holliday killed Private Smith. The lack of definitive evidence makes it difficult to assert whether the truth of the matter. Did he or did he not? Now, the story of Private Robert Smith's death remains a murky chapter in the lore surrounding old Doc Holliday. While some people implicate Holliday, the absence of concrete evidence means the incident remains speculative at best. As with many tales from the Old West, separating fact from fiction proves challenging at times. Now, some people say Holliday killed 14 men, now others say he only killed 2, but we really don't know. Only one kill is verified, several others plausible, and many pure Wild West hype. Realistic estimates puts this total around 4 to 6 men that Doc Holliday gunned down. Oh, Doc now, he left this world at 36 years old. He was coughing up blood in a Colorado hotel. His last words, well, he looked down at his bare feet and he said, "This is funny." Now, he wasn't fast with the gun, and he wasn't fast with the decision, and that's what made him deadly. In the end, it wasn't his killing count that made him a legend. It was his loyalty, his defiance, and the way he stood beside Wyatt Earp when the bullets started flying that made him who he was. Now, if you've enjoyed this true story from the Old West, well, I really wish you'd hit that subscribe button and give me a thumbs up and tell your friends about us. Over here at the Old West Traveler, there's no AI voices, there's no damn computer-generated graphics and tumbleweeds rolling past your screen. Just real storytelling from America's wild past. Drop a comment down below. You let me know how many men you think old Doc Holliday really killed. Until next time, son, keep your pistol fully loaded, make sure you got a bottle of whiskey handy, and make sure to give your horse a little water and a little feeding every night.